Welcome back to part 3 of the Jeweler's Bobbing Compound Refining video series. Allowed this solution to settle overnight. We're going to get a Stannous test on this and just verify that we've got gold in solution. I know we do, but let's just verify it with some Stannous. There you go. That dark stain indicates gold in solution. I've got my vacuum bottle set up here. And what we'll do is draw the solution off of our beaker up here so that we do not disturb the solids. Here we go. Let's take off this coarse vacuum tip here. Now we'll install the fine vacuuming tip. I've got the solution pulled off of the solids in this vacuum bottle. Now what we'll do is add some hydrochloric acid to this beaker and give it a good stir and see if we can extract some more of the gold-bearing solution out of these solids. Of course, this is going to take a while because I got to let this stuff settle before we can try to draw it off of here. I'm going to set this back out of the way, let that settle out. Here's our solution that we just pulled off. It's going to be rich with precious metals. And now what we'll do is filter the solution. Let's add a filter paper. Now we'll go ahead and add the solution to this filter. Remove any solid material that might be in our liquid here. That didn't take very long, about a minute, and it pulled all that liquid through the filter. Let's transfer our gold-bearing solution now into this large beaker. Let's get this up out of the way. And what we'll do, let's see here, we got take this filter now, get the paper out of here. We'll add that to our paper storage. Hook up the vacuum line, put our gasket in. I've got a specially prepared filter that fits down into the funnel. The coffee filters fit in there nicely, but they allow too much solid material to pass through. Alright, we're just going to try this and see what happens. I've got our solids back here that we added the hydrochloric acid to it. I'm going to attempt to filter the solids out of here and collect the liquid in this flask. Yeah, some of the solids coming through with it. It's very, very fine particulate that I'm pouring off here. This is progressing along fairly well. It's either wait a day and let this settle out and draw the liquid off like we did with this up here, or try to pull it through the filter with our vacuum pump. Either way, it's going to take a while. Let's get a this is the solids that we added the hydrochloric acid to. I'm going to get a Stannous test on this. Oh yeah, see that dark stain? It's plenty of gold in this solution, so it's worth going after it. The time right now is a little after 2. I started this at 10 a.m. and as you can see, we're just pulling drips through the filter. I've got it on full vacuum. And so I think what we're going to try to do here, I'm going to take this material over. I've got another filter set up over here. And we're going to try to set up another flask and try to speed things up here by adding these solids to this filter. Now let's cut in some vacuum on this. Go. Now we're going to vacuum filter the solution and try to speed things up here now with 2 vacuum flasks. This separate flask over here is going through fairly quickly for us, so what I'm going to do is try to get the rest of the solids out of this beaker. I mean, this stuff is like densely packed sand, mud, thick, gooey mud. It's not very easy to work with, I'm going to tell you right now. I think what we'll do is rinse with some hydrochloric acid. So I probably got another hour's worth of filtering to complete here before we're ready to move on. Let's try to stir this up a little bit. It's real loose. It's just that the particulate is so fine that it completely clogs the filter. Let's do the same with this one. Rinse it with some hydrochloric acid. Oh boy. Reminds me of cake batter. Got all the liquid pulled off of this one. I'm going to shut the vacuum off down here now. And then if you look over here, this one was nice and clear. And the filter paper failed. Alright, let's see if we can get the filter out of here. We'll save that. And the same thing with this one. Just going to save the residue in here in a sealed container. Here's all three of our solutions. That filter's nice and clean. So what we'll do, let me get this one out of here. Let's put another filter in here now. Dampen it. And we're going to bring up the solution, cloudy. And we're going to try to filter it. May as well start refiltering this one. This is the solution. The filter paper failed in it, so it's going to have all kinds of particulate. It's going to tend to want to plug the filter up for us. Almost got this ready to go. This flask is full. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in a beaker back out of the way here for a second. We're going to bring down the big beaker that's got our main solution in it. It's got some stuff down in the bottom down there, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to add this solution to our main solution. Got everything in one spot. Add the rest of this in and continue getting all the junk filtered out of our solution. I've almost got all this pulled through. What we're going to do is move this now over here and continue filtering it. Then what we'll do is come back over here, and I've got another filter flask set up. With a good filter in it. These are excellent. I was just going to go ahead and precipitate the gold out of this, but since we have it in this state, I think it'd be beneficial to try to filter this while we have it in solution. It's got a bunch of particulate in it. Now let me adjust the camera here. And we're just going to go ahead and try to get some of the fine, very fine, like fine flour that's in this solution that I'm pouring in. Might as well take advantage of it while it's still liquid before we precipitate the gold. I've got all our solution pulled through this filter. I washed the beaker out. Now what we'll do, this thing's full. So we're going to take this filter, put it in here temporarily, and we'll empty our solution into this large beaker. Cover on this thing. We've got the solids rinsed out of this pretty good now. It's nice and clear. Alright, let's take this solution. This has got a little bit of particulate in it. And we'll pour this through our filter now. What we'll do is add this filter out of here to our residue. This is going to contain a little bit of gold, but not enough to try to do a complete refining and try to extract all the gold out of there. Maybe a half a gram left in here at best, but we'll save it and maybe process it at a later date. This is all the junk that we were able to filter out of our solution. Our solution down here still has a little bit of flour, fine flour type material in the solution. That's just a consequence of being jeweler's scrap, I think. So what we're gonna do, let's take this funnel off of here. Oh my goodness, I think we're almost ready to go here. Let's pull down our solution back here. That's looking pretty good. And this is going to have a little bit of flour in it, but that's okay. Be able to live with that. I'm going to add this into our beaker. You can see we got a little bit of, just a smidge of stuff down here. I'm going to leave that out. I'll probably end up putting that in my stock pot. All right, here we go. The big moment has finally arrived. What we'll do is get in here, test this before we do the precipitation. I know there's gold in here, but we're going to test it just to verify we've got gold in solution. There you go. That dark stain indicates gold in solution. There's probably not a whole lot that we'll be able to see here, but I'm going to start adding some sodium metabisulfite. We're going to precipitate out this gold now. Here we go. First spoon going in. Another one. Just number 3. Oh yeah, we're starting to get some little ruckus going on down at the bottom of the beaker. That's number 4. Yeah, I can see the gold coming out of solution now. 6, and that'll be 7 spoons of sodium metabisulfite. That was 7 spoons of SMB. Let's get in here with a piece of filter paper. Do another Stannous test. I can see a purple stain forming, which tells me that we still have gold in solution. Let's keep adding some SMB until we get all the gold to precipitate. Much it's going to take, and I really can't tell because the color's so dark. If we're dropping the gold out, I can kind of see a brown swirl every now and then. Let's get in here and do another Stannous test. See what we got now. All right, I don't see any gold, but I do see a tiny hint of orange, and that tells me we probably got some platinum group metals in solution in here. But we now have all the gold dropped out of this solution. Alrighty, we've got the gold dropped out of this solution now. It's still a mystery as to how much gold there's going to be. I'm going to have to let this settle now, and I think this is a good place to conclude part 3 of the Jeweler's Robbing Compound Refining series. This will do it for part 3. We'll pick up right here with part 4 after we get this gold to settle out of this solution. Thank you for watching.